I had just arrived in Bali, miles from home, excited to send my ever-hard-working husband photos from my trip while he was away on a business assignment. That same day, I passed a villa and froze. A rental car I knew too well was parked outside. I stopped, only to see him with a woman and children. My dream trip collapsed into a nightmare in seconds. He didn't just have a secret. He had a whole other life I was never meant to find. The exhaustion didn't hit all at once. It crept in quietly. Through sleepless nights, unfinished thoughts, and mornings that felt heavier than the last. One evening, without giving myself time to overthink, I booked a flight to Bali. Not because I had a plan, but because I needed to disappear for a while. At the airport, everything felt strangely cinematic. The glow of departure boards, the echo of rolling suitcases, the distant calls from the speakers. It all felt like the beginning of something bigger than me. As I held my boarding pass, I convinced myself this trip would fix everything. A reset button. A chance to breathe again. But somewhere between scrolling through travel posts and waiting for my flight, something shifted. A viral post appeared on my screen. Beautiful beaches, hidden locations, strangers chasing freedom. Then I noticed a single comment buried underneath it. Short, cryptic, almost like it was meant for someone specific. But for the first time since booking the trip, I felt uneasy. By the time the taxi carried me through Bali's glowing streets, the excitement had started to fade into something harder to describe. The city outside blurred into streaks of light while my reflection stared back from the window. No longer relieved, just uncertain. And deep down, I knew this journey wasn't going to be the peaceful escape I imagined. Something was waiting for me there. The deeper we drove into Bali, the quieter everything became. The crowded streets disappeared, replaced by silent roads and gated villas hidden behind palm trees. I told the driver to keep going, even though my chest tightened with every turn. Something inside me already knew I wasn't supposed to be there. Then I saw it. A rental car parked outside one of the villas, one I recognized instantly. My hand tightened around the taxi door as my mind tried to convince me I was wrong. But I wasn't. I stepped out of the taxi and stood frozen outside the gate, staring into the shadows, wondering if opening that door would destroy everything I thought I knew. For a second, I thought about walking to the gate, but fear stopped me. So I got back into the car, telling myself to let it go. But just as the taxi began to pull away, the villa door opened, and there he was, groceries in hand, not in London like he claimed, but here, in Bali. The moment I saw him, I stepped out of the taxi again before I could stop myself and called his name. He froze instantly. The groceries slipped from his hands, oranges rolling across the driveway as panic spread across his face. Not happiness, not surprise, fear. Then the villa door opened again. A woman stepped outside, 2 children beside her, calling him by a name I had never heard before. And in that moment, the person I thought I knew disappeared completely. He wasn't just hiding a secret. He was living an entirely different life. In that moment, I remembered the passport I had seen months earlier lying on his bed. A different name. A different life. And a lie I chose not to question. He followed me back to the hotel, desperate to explain. Mid-argument, his work phone rang. He stepped outside to take it, leaving his bag behind. And in that silence, I realized something. He wasn't coming back right away. Back in my hotel room, I spread everything across the bed. Receipts, photos, dates, pieces of a life I no longer recognized. It felt less like heartbreak and more like an investigation. The deeper I looked, the worse it became. Hidden inside folders on his phone were messaging apps I had never seen before. Conversations carefully buried beneath fake names and empty icons. Then came the cloud archives. Birthdays, family dinners, anniversaries. Entire memories duplicated across 2 different lives. Every time he claimed he was working late, he was flying back to Bali. Every business trip matched perfectly with flight records and hotel bookings. None of it was accidental. Every lie had been planned with precision. And sitting there in the glow of my laptop, I realized something even worse than betrayal. The life I thought we shared had never truly belonged to me. He stepped out to take a call, and when he came back, everything had already changed. I didn't need any more answers. I already had them. For the first time, I didn't ask him to stay. I told him to go. And just like that, I packed my bags in silence. Every movement felt final, like I was closing a chapter one could never reopen. I didn't sleep that night. And when morning came, I left Bali before the world even fully woke up. No goodbye. No turning back. Just me, walking away from everything I thought I knew. Back home, I began putting my life back together piece by piece. I secured my accounts, my plans, my future. Everything he had quietly touched without me realizing. Betrayal doesn't just break your heart. It forces you to rebuild your entire life. And for the first time in a long time, I decided to choose myself.
Thanks for joining the adventure. Please like and subscribe for more magical stories.